You know, it don't matter where we're from. It don't matter from all walks. Any of you were born on the south side, the north side, Cicero, whatever. We all have a lot in common. And from the beginning, from how a lot of us were raised, or how we ended up recently. And, and how we deal with what's going on with us.
In November of 2014, a group of 14 women with HIV began work on a history project to document their experiences in the longest-running longitudinal study of women and HIV in the country. They interviewed one another about their lives as HIV-positive people in Chicago and their struggles and joys as women in the city. This documentary introduces their collective history.
I'm Latina, so we grew up, I was born in Indiana. We stayed mostly with my grandparents. It was nice having all family around, aunts, uncles, other cousins, coming to see grandma and grandpa.
My fathers wanted the best fathers, going to school every day, but they had a 3rd and 4th grade education. My parents did. But I always told my parents, we came out okay to have that, but they couldn't teach us how to read, anything like that, help us with our homework. But we always said we made it.
I ran away a lot, and then at the age of 13, I was in a school for bad girls. I was in the Audi home. It's a place in Chicago for children who are supposed to be, it's just like the Department of Corrections, but this is only for children.
It was the adults in my life not taking care of me. The adults in my life not teaching me how to take care of myself.
I just always wanted to be around black people. Because in Montreal, where I was raised, it was en français, and Haitians, we didn't consider them our people. So when I was little, I would say, when I grow up, I'm going to move to the States and be around a lot of my people. And when I came here, people treated me so bad.
I lost my childhood before I was 10. Mm-hmm. I became a parent at 13 because my mother died, and she told me to take care of our baby.
But I thought, well, I'm a woman now. I'm in a white dress, and I've got this big wedding. My first wedding was huge, and I thought, this is the transition over. Well, little did I know I was stepping into hell.
And I came in from church, and she said, sit down. I went, what's up? She said, the guy you're engaged to is dying of AIDS. I went, I'm not engaged to him anymore. And then she told me, she says, well, you were with him over 2 years, and you said you stopped using condoms after you became engaged because I thought he was safe. But he wasn't.
When we got downstairs in her office, I sat down, and she said, so you say if you tested positive that you would take your medicine and go see your doctor? I said, yeah. She said, okay, so that's what you do. I was like, and I wasn't surprised that I had tested positive because of the lifestyle I had lived, but I was still hurt.
Finally, we went to about the 3rd or 4th doctor, and as soon as we got there, he says, have you been tested for HIV? And we said, no. And I didn't even think of that, and I thought, let him test them. I know that, how could that be? We were living, we had our 2 kids, we had, that would be the furthest thing from my mind. I thought he had cancer.
I actually was doing everything to die and wouldn't die. I would drink. I would smoke reefer. I would do cocaine. But it seemed like the more I tried to die, the more I lived.
They came in my room, the doctor fully done, I mean from head to toe, looking like astronauts, and told me I had AIDS. They didn't say nothing about HIV positive, and did I want to talk to a chaplain? And you know, if you talking to you have to talk to a chaplain. What that means, you don't have long to live, you know. But I talk to anyone, you know, and I learned mainly from gay men, you know, about this disease.
Got out of the penitentiary, and there was a DCFS worker waiting for me at the gate. And he told me that if I thought I wanted my kids back, I probably wouldn't get them back because I had HIV. But he brought me to the wrong place. He took me to the Fantas Clinic at Stroger Hospital. And, you know, that was his mistake, taking me to the Fantas Clinic. Because not only did they educate me about HIV, they educated me about my rights concerning HIV and, you know, that nobody could take my child simply because.
I heard about the radiation center, which was, they had a women's group in there, a women's support group. So I started going to the women's support group at Cook County Hospital, okay?
Because nobody wanted to be with the AIDS patients in Cook County Hospital. So what they do, they trained the AIDS patients to go sit with the AIDS patients.
Exactly.
Because we knew we needed comfort. Exactly. So we took these classes and we went and we comfort our people.
I went to the core center. They even had a program set up for parenting skills. And so I still got that certificate. It has Williamson on it. And you go there, you get your certificate, then you take that to DCFS. And then they know you're working towards your goal to get your son back.
She walked down that hall and I said, Judy, I need your help. I gotta go into treatment. They said I can keep my baby. You know, and she was like, and she called someplace and they found a place that day.
In the WIHS study, I remember one of the questions they asked me was, what is the one thing you fear most? And I remember breaking out crying in the middle of a study when they asked me a question. I was like, watching my kids grow up. And it always stuck in my head. And now my kids are grown, and I have 2 grandbabies.
Every once in a while the news will report, well, it's no longer a death sentence and all that stuff, but it's a lot more complicated than that.
I thought it was a death sentence too when I first found out about it, and then it ended up making me a better person. I ended up becoming stronger and being more health conscious, and without drug use, and being more mindful and more aware of my body and the things that I need to do for me to stay healthy.
I thought I was going to die, and that's been 7 years ago. So now I'm here, I'm living here, I'm undetectable. My T cells are great, you know, and I'm healthy as a horse.
My son went to his death and didn't know that I'm HIV positive. My other 2 children don't know that I'm HIV positive. My mother doesn't know. No one knows. My brothers don't know. And I lost 2 brothers from HIV.
I've been standing ever since and never had a desire. Because when I say I've been delivered from the disease of addiction, I'm not recovered or recovering. I've been delivered. It's been taken away.
So I'm standing by myself without a husband, but I still have those kids. So I'm finding who I am as a woman now, you know, searching for the last 5 years, I guess. finding this woman that's somewhere inside of me that I'm like, I'm not even sure who she is or what she would like or what she would like to do, you know. So I'm this late stage, I'm still looking for that woman within me.